Welcome to the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff Behind the Badge. This 30-minute program allows PGSO to share pertinent safety and community outreach information with our residents. Of course, each and every time we do this, we're here with Sheriff John Carr, who leads the Office of the Sheriff. He joins me each month and shares statistical updates as well as programs and/or initiatives that the agency is working on. I'm always happy to bring you and talk to you on the show. I really appreciate you making time. You wanted to do something that you can reach out to the community and talk to them and share information to a mass amount of people. We have a million residents.
Yes.
So we appreciate you being on the show. One of the things that we've been talking about for the last couple of breaks for doing this podcast is alerting them to scams. And I am going to look directly into the camera and remind people before it is important that you know the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff will never call you, text you, or email you demanding money immediately on any type of cards to take care of a legal matter. It is fake. It is a scam. They are using real names of deputies. That does not make it it doesn't make it legitimate. So Prince Georgians know it is very important for you to hang up. Do not give out any information, especially to unsolicited calls. So we just want to make sure and share this information, by the way. Family, friends, don't just keep it to yourself and elderly because people are being taken advantage. So the message is not getting to them. They are not going to call you. The Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff, I'm going to say it again, will not call you to collect money from you in any form to resolve a legal matter. So turning it back to you, Sheriff Carr, we always start off with updates on stats as far as what's taking place, what the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff has done, whether it's arrest or evictions. So what's the update for this month?
So this month, as we're ending Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we're just coming off a wonderful warrant sweep in which we were able to close out, I believe, around 81 warrants. And then now we're moving into the holiday season. So we really want to try to focus on, we deal with mental health, our behavioral health unit. So we're still starting to see an uptick in our emergency petitions dealing with mental health. We're still averaging around 100 or so.
Okay.
So that's something we need to be aware of as we're getting ready for Thanksgiving and we're getting ready for families to come together. We understand that there are a lot of issues that may occur or have already been a part of a family. And during this holiday season, you really start to see that emotion come from those families. So we want to make sure that people understand the resources out here. So our emergency petitions are going up as we start to see on a day-to-day basis right before we get to Thanksgiving. I also want to make mention to our moratorium for Thanksgiving as far as our evictions. So we definitely want to make sure that people know the week before Thanksgiving up until, I believe it's maybe December 1st, we don't conduct any evictions during that time frame. We really want to try to make sure that people are able to enjoy their holidays and their Thanksgiving. I believe we'll start probably around close to the 18th or so, right before the Thanksgiving holiday. But we want them to be able to focus on each other, and we want them to focus on them caring for each other.
And Sheriff Carr, you said, so you have a moratorium, and
Yes.
you're the agency that takes care of evictions. So if they receive a notice, is that legitimate?
So they can receive a notice, but we would not go out and conduct or execute an eviction during that time frame.
Okay.
If they do have some questions and they do receive a notice, please contact us at our main line, which is 301-780-8500. Or either 301-780-8600. Please ask if there's any questions as far as any process that the Sheriff's Office may provide. A lot of our correspondence will be by letter or mail, in which we mail notices to the address, and we then ask those individuals to then contact us. We don't. Thank you that you actually put out about the scams, because this is the holiday season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money that's out there that you see people are always scamming to try to get ready because they know people are going to be spending money for the holidays, for Christmas, coming up, or just gifts and just the holiday season. So I'm glad you were able to put that information out there because it's very important and it's vital that citizens know that we will never ask for any gift cards, any funds from them, and that the only thing that we ask of them is just for us to contact us so we can work anything out through the courts.
Well, this is a great segue. We're going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to you about PGSO's Food Bank. It's something they've been doing for a number of years, and this time, residents, we need your help so we can help those in need. And then we're going to bring two very special guests that help us to close that food insecurity gap here in Prince George's County. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I help Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers, he connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to PGSO Behind the Badge. I'm Taylor Thomas, and we're now being joined by, of course, Sheriff John Carr, Kira Poole of Centro de Apoyo Familiar, and Mel Johnson of the Storehouse. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So we know that the county knows who Sheriff John Carr is. So we're going to take a quick second. Well, Kira, tell us about your amazing organization, Centro de Apoyo Familiar.
Absolutely. Well, Centro de Apoyo Familiar in English, Center for Assistance to Families, at least you know what it means, is a nonprofit organization. We were founded in 2006. We're here in Prince George's County working with families specifically in the area of housing, food security, what else we do, capacity building with a lot of community faith-based organizations that we support. But also as well, we make sure that we connect with families, we empower them, Latino community and immigrant and also African-American community as well. But we're proud to be working very closely with the county, with the support and also other partners that allowed us to do what we do.
Great. And Mel, the Storehouse.
Yeah, so the Storehouse is the nation's first Black-run food bank. We started in 2022, and we've moved very rapidly from serving 6 cars to now over 2,000 families each month, also funded.
That was in the midst of COVID.
A little bit after, but yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we started some work doing boxes to families in COVID and just ramped up really quickly after that.
Now, Sheriff Carr has a good relationship with you. He's like, Taylor, you've got to meet Mel.
Yes.
So, and tying in your effort, Sheriff, we have the Bill Milligan Food Bank. That's been going on for how many years now? Couple of
would ask
decades,
me.
right?
Yes, it has been
Couple
decades.
of decades, okay.
It's been a while. So Bill Milligan is somebody who worked with the Office of the Sheriff, was very instrumental in actually having this public safety food drive. And it's something that we all do together with police, fire, corrections, sheriff's office. We try to make sure that we're able to provide food for those who, unfortunately, during the holidays are unable to have that. So we then taken donations from the community and from our nonprofit organizations and just everybody to then try to go out and then provide those resources to our seniors, to those individuals who we know as Thanksgiving is coming up, they don't have those resources, even Christmas. So this is something that we've been doing this from public safety, and it's just good just to bring everybody in together and to really highlight that.
Now, our point of contact that we have for that, of course, is Walter James, and we're going to provide you with the information where you can reach out if, one, you want to donate, or two, you might be in need of giving that information. And he actually works with the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff. He does all of our outreach efforts. He's a phenomenal team player and very well connected to the community. As it pertains to this program, the Bill Milligan Food Bank, what I love about it, ladies, and is the fact that it's not just Christmas or Thanksgiving. The need is there beyond that, and this food bank is providing beyond just those two big holidays, that there's 7 or 20 days or 30 days in between that. So I love that program that you're able to give beyond those days.
Yes, and one of the big things that I'm glad we were able to have these wonderful ladies here is as we start to look throughout the year, we have to understand that they're organizations that actually operate 365 days out the year. And these two organizations here are wonderful, and we want to make sure that we're able to highlight those organizations here in our communities, but then two, make sure that we're able then to provide those resources to help their organizations to either grow and then even reach even more folks. The more that we can work together, the better off we are as far as making sure that we service everybody here in Prince George's County and beyond. And I just think it's wonderful. So even though we have during the holiday season our public safety food drive, we still need to do that during the summer. We still need to do that during the spring. We still need to do that regardless of a holiday or an event. We need to make sure that our community and our citizens are actually able to, one, eat healthy diets, but two, actually meet their needs as far as feeding their families or feeding themselves.
Now, we're curious. And now for our Latino community, I would like you to speak in Spanish and speaking to them, let them know what we're talking about and how they can get more information about your organization and the assistance that you have in closing the food insecurity.
Absolutely. So you want me to do it in Spanish? Ah, okay, absolutely. Bueno, a la comunidad que nos escucha, les invitamos a que pueda ser parte de esta, ¿verdad? De este mover. Queremos ayudarle proveyendo alimentos saludables, alimentos frescos, no solamente durante una temporada de Christmas o de Navidad, pero a través de todo el tiempo. Y pueden contactarnos a través de nuestra organización, ¿verdad? El 301-328-3292 es el número de teléfono donde pueden acompañarnos. I don't know if you guys understand, but
I got a few.
I will make sure that you get the number as well. And I like how you say it's to help beyond just the holiday, Thanksgiving and Christmas. But there's so many things that your organization does, and I see you shaking your head. So in reaching the Latino community, what would you like to see more as far as people knowing about the services that are available to them?
Yeah. So one of the things that, and I can say it in English or in Spanish,
Both,
either way.
please.
Okay, perfect. You know, one of the things that we like to do through the food, program is that we empower community, not to stick there. We make sure that that's the connection. But after that, we need to work with housing. We need to work with jobs. We need to empower them. And we have an amazing story just to tell you. When we started the program back in 2014, it was actually a funding that we got for the Department of Health and Human Services here. It was a one-time funding. But what happened? We were able to build partners and volunteers. And even though we don't have funding today for that, we still do it. Because we were able to connect with partners like Coastal Sunbelt that every week give us tons of food. We were able to connect with the churches, the volunteers, and so that's something that is continual. And I'm always thinking about sustainability in the community. And I have an amazing story just really quick. One of we have a participant that used to go get food. We were able to help them with a CDL program, get a job in the transportation. Now he donates food to us. So now when we need a truck, he's the one there. He works for another food company. Now he brings food over to us and we give it to the other. So it's the way how the community sustained by itself. And so that's some of the story that we have. And we want to make sure that every neighborhood, doesn't matter what language you speak, you got to be sustained, you got to be helped, you got to be assisted through the food. And food is one of the key elements that we need in the house. So.
It's a full circle when you talk about sustainability. I think that's so important, and that's another reason why I have loved to be able to highlight what you do. Now, Mel, really, pretty amazing to be able to say what you're saying, Black-owned food pantry in Prince George's County. Who do you see coming to you? The people, the need, what are you seeing?
We're seeing families that look like us every day. LAC is changing. Families in the DMV need help all the time. Thousands of families in the county need resources. And sometimes they're six-figure income earners, but someone lost their job. They have, child care that they need to take care of, and now there's only one income with 4 or 5 students in the home, and they just need help. And so that's what we're there to do, but not just serving them, right, resources, but also in love. A lot of times when you're going through, sometimes people aren't kind to you anymore, right? And so I am on purpose, right, making sure that we serve our families in love.
Your connection to creating the storehouse.
It was God, literally. God came to me told me what to do, gave me the instructions, and to outline how it was to be done. So we don't serve any canned goods. We also don't serve processed products. I'm a 15-year stroke survivor, and so it's important to make sure that we're giving our families good food. I'm also a sex trauma survivor, and it's important for families to see that you can rise above trauma.
I love that. Now, I will tell you, you talked about canned foods and not processed food. What I know with Centro de Pollo Familia is they are, when we work together, they hand pick and make sure the fresh fruits and vegetables, you're wearing gloves. I mean, these are things that I know to the average person, you wouldn't notice it, but it shows it's not a job. It's actually something you love to do. You know the importance, and you treat people the way you would want to be treated yourself, which is pretty critical. And I know it's got to be tough to be in this area making the income. You said 6 figures, right? And then you realize, with medicine or housing, I don't have any money to pay for a decent meal.
Yep.
A decent meal.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it is, and it's getting even higher. It really, really is. And I love also the fact that we're teaching people how to eat healthier with fresh fruits and vegetables, and to, as much as possible, stay away from the processed type foods, which is really, really important. Sheriff Carr, as a law enforcement official, what made you and other agencies just really pour into and want to support providing food? Because you could have done anything you wanted to do other than helping with food insecurity.
So one thing I know I ran on is I told our citizens that I want to be there during the good times, just not the bad times. And I kept saying it over and over again because throughout my career, working my way through the ranks, when you're there in these houses and you see how people may be going through something and they have nobody there for them, and you're meeting them at their worst time, you understand that they just need love, they need care, they need somebody to, one, listen to them, to empathize, and then to also make sure that they're able to provide either resources or care to them. That's what would help. So as we talk about crime, as we talk about issues in our community, a lot of that starts from the basic level of how we treat each other. And when we look at food insecurities, when we look at how somebody may live as far as what they're eating day to day, I'm very big into the youth. You start to see exactly what they have, the sodas, the junk foods, and then you start to understand why they may have issues or problems, whether that be health, whether that be dealing with mental issues, from the cell phones, from them being stimulated and dealing with so much. We have youth that are dealing with PTSD with some of the basic elements as far as eating and sitting down as a family structure or a group, or having somebody to enjoy a good meal with, is far and few and in between when you look at some of these issues. So when you have organizations that are doing this out of their own, and they're going through it by themselves, they may have some funding or support here and there, but trust and believe, this is not something that, you expecting to do a Fortune 500 company. This is something that you're doing because you're passionate about taking care of others. You're passionate about being around others and really, truly making a difference. That's why we do this. So when it comes to public safety, in order for us to be a part of our community and to serve, we have to serve not only just in law enforcement, we have to serve all the way around. We have to be holistic. And again, I always talk about wraparound services. This is wraparound services. I'm not an expert in this, but I know people who are.
There we go.
I know people who I can call.
Exactly. Well, Carrie, can you also tell us how someone can benefit from your services? Where should they go? What do they need to do?
Yeah, so the best way will be to go to our website or call us, because we do food distribution every weekend. So we serve about 1,000 family or more every weekend throughout the neighborhood here in Prince George's County. So we partner with churches, and they are the one that help us. That's the only way to be sustainable. You need volunteers. You need those kind of support. So we partner with those churches. So every weekend we are in different neighborhoods. So that way people have the opportunity to go and benefit from that. So go to our website, www.mycav.org, or call 301-328-3292 just to find out where we're going to be this weekend. We usually Fridays and Saturdays distributing food. In the evenings, on Friday and Saturday morning. So you can pick the location throughout Prince George's County. And if you register, they bring the food over to your card, and it will be simple. And, again, we're so thankful for the volunteers, for the great support that we have, but we make it happen every weekend. And thousands of families are being fed with healthy food, because I totally agree with you. I tried the other day to go and get a lime because I was sick with a cold. 50 cents for one lime. I'm like, how can people afford this? So getting people access to healthy food is huge.
And I want you to say that real quick before I ask Mel her question in Spanish for me as well.
Sí, por favor, si usted necesita alimentos frescos y saludables, le invitamos que vaya a nuestra página web www.mycaf.org o llame al 301-328-3292 todos los fines de semana en diferentes partes de aquí del condado de Prince George's County. Estamos distribuyendo alimentos frescos y saludables.
So, Wilcaria, what do you have coming up that we can share with the public, whether they can benefit from your services or they can assist you?
So beside every weekend having having our food distribution where you guys can go and pick that up, December 12th, we're turning 18. So it's going to be a big day for us. We're going to be doing food distribution too, because it's a community celebration. So it's going to be on December 12th. Go to our website, register from 4 to 8. We'll be celebrating our 18th anniversary.
So what can we expect when we come there, other than perhaps getting some food?
Yeah, that's great to know. We're going to be doing 2 workshops specifically related to environmental justice, environmental health. We're going to be talking about housing, affordable housing, foreclosure prevention, credit, financial literacy. And we're also going to be making sure that people know about the services and the impact that we're bringing up, into the community and what's coming in 2025.
And it's absolutely free, correct?
It's absolutely free. Yes.
Register on site or just show up?
Yes, register online. We're going to have it hybrid, so if you cannot make it on, in person, you can also do it online.
Oh, you thought of everything, didn't you? Now, Mel, I think we have the Storehouse or toy drive. What's going on with that, or giveaway?
Yes, I'm excited. The Storehouse Christmas is our annual toy celebration, giveaway, all of that good stuff. Think hot chocolate, maybe the Grinch might show up. There's a lot happening, raffles, all of that good stuff. And that will be December 22nd from, I believe it's 4 to 8 p.m. over at the Glendale Community Center.
So now, do they have to register for this? Because I'm sure you have a cap.
Absolutely. So we are at 1,500 students so far,
Wow.
and our cap is 2,000. So yes, register right now at our website, and that's www.themelljohnson.org.
What's the age limit?
So we're doing 0 to 16.
And all you have to do is register
Just
and be one of
register.
the first 2,000.
Be one of the first 2,000.
Which I'm quite sure they're running to the computers now to get registered.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, gosh. Well, Sheriff John Carr, as we close things out, I think one of the questions that you had posed to us before we were having the break is how people can assist all of these organizations in donating and supporting you in helping with food insecurity. What, Carrie? Did
Yeah.
you?
Everybody was waiting.
Everything counts in nonprofit, in kind, financial support. Just go to our website. We have a donation button, or connect with us. If you have food that you can donate, that's perfect. We'll give it to the community. Anything you can contribute, we welcome that.
How about you, Mel?
The same thing. We need all the help that we can get. We're family run, whether it's my kids, whether it's my husband, whether it's my brothers and sisters, right? We need help. We need resources. We need money. So visit our website and donate online.
Are you guys turning anyone away because we just ran out of food?
No.
You're fortunate right now.
Right now we have, but sometimes we have to put them on waiting list, and if they show up on a Friday, we didn't have any more, they can come back on Saturday.
Wow. Sheriff, I know that you want to galvanize organizations like this, not recreate the wheel. As we close this segment out of the podcast, what would you like to say as it pertains to food insecurity and the partnership with organizations and residents in helping close this gap?
So as you can see, we have wonderful organizations here in the community. It's about making sure that we're able to bring everybody together. A lot of times we work in our silos, and everybody is looking to see exactly, hey, what portion can I get? What portion can I get? But this county is very large. You're talking about basically 1 million people here in the county. Well, how can we pool our resources together and work hand in hand together to make sure that we touch everybody? You know, we're not experts in everything, but we all have our moments or points of expertise in which we can make sure that we make a difference. And that's where I want to make sure that we're able to bring and highlight these wonderful organizations, bring them together so that they can actually grow and that they can then move, you know, throughout the county. Because again, you're talking about north, south, and central as far as Prince George's County. The demographics are different. The economic needs are different. The needs of our citizens are all different when you look at throughout the county. You can't just take one individual, one organization and say that this individual organization can meet everybody throughout the county. It's too big. So why not work together and make sure that we're able to touch everybody and make sure that we're able to actually address and deal with food insecurity and make sure that we feed our families and our citizens here in the county.
I can't thank you enough, ladies, and Sheriff Carr for making time to talk to us about this issue that's beyond the holiday season. And I also want to thank you for tuning in. Again, Sheriff Carr, Ms. Poole, and Ms. Johnson for joining us today. We will have their contact information available for all of our guests right there on the site. We want to remind you that you can always reach out to the Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff online at pgsheriff.com or on all our social media accounts, IG, Instagram, Facebook, and Prince George's County Office of the Sheriff. And guess what? We're on TikTok as well. All right, until next time, see you then.
As he started to wake up, we started noticing that he was not going to be his normal self. He was not able to speak well. He had no control of any of his bodily functions. He wasn't able to walk. It was going to be a long rehab. It was so overwhelming. Doctors trying to talk to you about everything medical. It has really, really helped us be better caregivers to Morgan and thinking about his future. Wounded Warrior and the Independence Program have people right there that understand that, know where to send you, know who to call. You're going to have support from financial to long-term. You know, they're going to be there to help you along the way.
Child is sick. There's one thing they need: a really big cookie.
Welcome to RMHC.
And parents of sick children have tons of decisions to make. Like movie night, game night, or should we finish that book tonight? We don't perform surgeries, just talent shows. We're not big on poking sticks and beeping machines, but we're the best at playing dress up. Well, we have a few beeping machines. We think the tooth fairy should travel everywhere. And while hospitals have doctors and nurses, we have mom and dad. We don't provide treatment, but we do provide dogs. And we throw some really good parties. Because at Ronald McDonald House Charities, we help families feel at home, even when they can't be.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. The moment I chose hope was when I couldn't look myself in the mirror anymore. I did not recognize myself. Absolutely. So I'm so proud because I did not think I was gonna make it. And now, you know, I get to call my mom and say I love her. I get to teach my son how to say, Mama, I love you. Yeah. So for me, hope in this moment, it is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay. Judy.
What magic it would be to see you.
Disasters don't take a break for the holidays. With your help, neither does the Red Cross.